Gloria Fowles, born September 7, 1943, known professionally as Gloria Gaynor, is an American singer, best known for the disco-era hits I Will Survive, 1978, Let Me Know, I Have a Right, 1979, I Am What I Am, 1983, and her version of Never Can Say Goodbye, 1974. Early life. Gloria Fowles was born in Newark, New Jersey, to Daniel Fowles and Queenie Mae Proctor. Her grandmother lived nearby and was involved in her upbringing. There was always music in our house, Gaynor wrote in her autobiography, I Will Survive. She enjoyed listening to the radio and to records by Nat King Cole and Sarah Vaughan. Her father played the ukulele and guitar and sang professionally in nightclubs with a group called Step and Fetch It. Gloria grew up as a tomboy. She had 5 brothers and 1 sister. Her brothers sang gospel and formed a quartet with a friend. Gaynor was not allowed to sing with the all-male group, nor was her younger brother Arthur, as Gloria was a girl and he was too young. Arthur later acted as a tour manager for Gaynor. The family was relatively poor, but Gaynor recalls the house being filled with laughter and happiness, and the dinner table being open to neighborhood friends. They moved to a housing project in 1960, where Gaynor attended Southside High School. She graduated in 1961. All through my young life I wanted to sing, although nobody in my family knew it, Gaynor wrote in her autobiography. Gaynor began singing in a nightclub in Newark, where she was recommended to a local band by a neighbor. After several years of performing in local clubs and along the East Coast, Gaynor began her recording career in 1971 at Columbia Records. Music career. Early years. Gaynor was a singer with the Soul Satisfiers, a jazz and R&B music band of the 1960s. She recorded She'll Be Sorry / Let Me Go Baby for the first time as Gloria Gaynor in 1965 for Johnny Nash's Jossita label. Her first real success came in 1973 when she was signed to Columbia Records by Clive Davis. The fruit of that was the release of the flop single Honeybee. Moving on to MGM Records, she finally hit with the album Never Can Say Goodbye, released in 1975. The first side of the album consisted of 3 songs, Honeybee, Never Can Say Goodbye, and Reach Out, I'll Be There, with no break between the songs. This 19-minute dance marathon proved to be enormously popular, especially at dance clubs. All 3 songs were released as singles via radio edits, and all of them became hits. The album was instrumental in introducing disco music to the public, Never Can Say Goodbye becoming the first song to top Billboard magazine's dance chart. It was also a hit on the mainstream pop charts, peaking at number 9, and on the R&B charts, reaching number 34. The original version by the Jackson 5 had been a number 2 hit on the Hot 100 in 1971. It also marked her first significant chart success internationally, making it into the top 5 in Australia, Canada, Germany, and the UK. The song would go on to be certified silver by the British phonographic industry and subsequently gold in the US. Capitalizing on the success of her first album, Gaynor quickly released her follow-up, Experience Gloria Gaynor, later that same year. Some of her lesser-known singles, due to lack of recurrent airplay including Honeybee, 1974, Casanova Brown, 1975, and Let's Make a Deal, 1976, as well as her cover of the Four Tops' Reach Out, I'll Be There became hits in nightclubs and reached the top 5 on Billboard's disco charts. Many charted on the Hot 100 and R&B charts as well, with songs like If You Want It, Do It Yourself, a number 1 disco hit peaking at number 98 on the pop charts and number 24 on the R&B charts. Gaynor's cover of How High the Moon topped the U.S. dance charts and made the lower parts of both the pop and R&B charts, as well as achieving some international chart success. She has recorded some 16 albums since her 1976 album I've Got You, including 1 in England, 1 in Germany, and 2 in Italy. Major mainstream breakthrough. Gaynor in 1976. During the next few years, Gaynor released 2 albums, Glorious and Gloria Gaynor's Park Avenue Sound, but would only enjoy a few more moderate hits. However, in late 1978, with the release of her album Love Tracks, she climbed the pop charts again with her smash hit single I Will Survive. The lyrics of this song were written from the point of view of a woman, recently dumped, telling her former lover that she can cope without him and does not want anything more to do with him. The song has become something of an anthem of female emancipation. Originally, I Will Survive was a B-side when Polydor Records released it in late 1978. The A-side, a song called Substitute, then a recent worldwide hit for South African girl group Clout, was considered more radio-friendly. Gaynor won a Grammy for Best Disco Recording at the 22nd Annual Grammy Awards and also received nominations for Record of the Year and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. I Will Survive is ranked number 492 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time and ranked at number 97 on Billboard magazine's all-time Hot 100. As a disco number, the song was unique for its time by virtue of Gaynor's having no background singers or lush production. And, unlike her first disco hits, the track was not pitched up to make it faster and to render Gaynor's recorded voice in a higher register than that in which she actually sang. In late 1979, she released the album I Have a Right, which contained her next disco hit, Let Me Know, I Have a Right, which featured Duck Severinsen of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson fame, playing a trumpet solo. Gaynor also recorded a disco song called Love Is Just a Heartbeat Away in 1979 for the cult vampire film Nocturna, Granddaughter of Dracula, which featured a number of disco songs. Stateside career. In 1980 and again in 1981, Gaynor released 2 disco albums which were virtually ignored in the United States due to the backlash against disco, which began late in 1979. The album's singles barely registered on urban contemporary radio, where disco music remained popular. In 1982, having looked into a wide variety of faiths and religious movements, she became a Christian and began to distance herself from a past she considered to be sinful. That same year, she released an album of mid-tempo R&B and pop-style songs entitled Gloria Gaynor. Gaynor would achieve her final success in the 1980s with the release of her album I Am Gloria Gaynor in 1984. This was mainly due to the song I Am What I Am, which became a hit at dance clubs, and then on the club play chart in late 1983/early 1984. I Am What I Am became a gay anthem and made Gaynor a gay icon. Her 1986 album, The Power of Gloria Gaynor, was almost entirely composed of cover versions of other songs that were popular at the time. Career revival. Gaynor's career received a revitalizing spark in the early and mid-1990s with the worldwide disco revival movement. During the late 1990s, she dabbled in acting for a while, guest starring on The Wayans Brothers, That 70s Show, singing I Will Survive, and Ally McBeal, before doing a limited engagement performance in Broadway's Smokey Joe's Cafe. In 2001, Gaynor performed I Will Survive at the 30th anniversary concert for Michael Jackson. Gaynor returned to the recording studio in 2002, releasing her first album in over 15 years, I Wish You Love. The 2 singles released from the album, Just Keep Thinking About You and I Never Knew, both topped Billboard's Hot Dance Music/Club Play. Both singles also secured moderate to heavy dance format radio airplay. The latter song also charted number 30 on Billboard's Adult Contemporary chart. In 2004, Gaynor re-released her 1997 album The Answer, also released under the title What a Life, as a follow-up to her successful album I Wish You Love. The album includes her club hit Oh, What a Life. In late 2002, Gaynor appeared with R&B stars on the Rhythm, Love, and Soul edition of the PBS series American Soundtrack. Her performance of the disco hit I Will Survive and new single I Never Knew was included on the accompanying live album that was released in 2004. On September 19, 2005, Gaynor was honored twice when she and her music were inducted into the Dance Music Hall of Fame in the Artist category, along with fellow disco artists Chic and Sylvester. Her classic anthem I Will Survive was inducted under the Records category. In January 2008, the American Diabetes Association named Gaynor the honorary spokesperson of the 2008 NYC Step Out to Fight Diabetes Walk. More television appearances followed in the late 2000s with 2009 appearances on The John Kerwin Show, The Wendy Williams Show, and The View to promote the 30th anniversary of I Will Survive. In 2010, she appeared on Last Comic Standing and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Gaynor released a contemporary Christian album in late 2013. 40 years after its release, Gaynor continues to ride the success of I Will Survive, touring the country and the world over and performing her signature song on dozens of TV shows. A few successful remixes of the song during the 1990s and 2000s, along with new versions of the song by Lonnie Gordon, Diana Ross, Shante Savage, rock group Cake and others, as well as constant recurrent airplay on nearly all soft AC and rhythmic format radio stations have helped to keep the song in the mainstream. Gaynor said of her biggest hit in a 2012 interview, "It feels great to have such a song like that because I get kids 5 and 6 years old telling me they like the song, and then people 75 and 80. It's quite an honor." The song was revived yet again in 2015 for the film The Martian, where it is used at the end as the credits roll. Gaynor performing in 2012. On May 16, 2015, Gaynor was awarded the honorary degree of Doctor of Music by Dowling College. In 2017, she made a cameo appearance as a flight attendant in a Capital One commercial, while Samuel L. Jackson, Charles Barkley, and Spike Lee sang "I Will Survive." In 2016, "I Will Survive" was selected for induction into the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. On May 6, 2017, Gaynor performed with her band at the Library of Congress's celebration of disco music at Bibliodiscotheque, a disco dance party in the Great Hall of the Thomas Jefferson Building. Due to the devastation wreaked by Hurricane Harvey on the state of Texas in August 2017, Gaynor rewrote the lyrics to "I Will Survive," changing the title to "Texas Will Survive," and posted a video of herself singing the song on Twitter on August 30, 2017. In December 2019, "I Will Survive" trended on TikTok and Gaynor performed the dance at the Life Minute TV studios in Times Square, New York. In January 2020, she won her second Grammy Award in her career, 40 years after her first, for her Roots Gospel album Testimony, winning Best Roots Gospel Album at the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards. In 2021, Gaynor returned to disco music when she recorded "Can't Stop Writing Songs About You" with Australian singer Kylie Minogue for the reissue of Minogue's 15th studio album Disco, entitled Disco, Guest List Edition. The collaboration occurred following Gaynor praising Minogue for keeping disco alive with her album of the same name. In April 2021, Gaynor recorded Brand New with the veteran contemporary Christian band Mercy Me. In 2022, Gaynor competed in Season 8 of The Masked Singer as Mermaid, who rode around on a giant clam-like vehicle that the men in black had to push around. After being eliminated on Andrew Lloyd Webber Night alongside Mario Cantoni as Maze, Gaynor did her encore performance of "I Will Survive." Personal life. Gaynor married her manager Linwood Simon in 1979. The couple divorced in 2005, but she has no children. According to Gaynor, while she always wanted children, her ex-husband never desired any.